Hello. Okie dokie. Get comfortable. Probably should have done that before I turned the camera on. I'm going to try and make this quick, but we all know that's not going to happen. But I said I will try. What am I doing? I don't know. I didn't actually check to see if the sound was working, so fingers crossed I don't have to No, it's gone. Fingers crossed I don't have to refilm this because the sound's not working. Okay, so quick. Alright. Updates. I now have the bunny. Wow. Could we be a little bit more blown out? The bunny bath bombs. These are the baby bunnies. So this is the smallest size. It comes with one with a face in it and one blank. So obviously he's back. It is the same face as what is on the bunny stamp. So if you've bought the bunny shaper and stamp set, you can make bunnies that match in soap and bath bombs. And yep, like I said, this is the baby bunny. You can see he's sort of like a little sort of tiny little hand size one. And then we have, where's my piece of paper? It's blown. It was very windy yesterday and I had to hide bits of paper because they kept blowing around everywhere. So he's 32 mil across at his fattest and 7 centimeters tall. Middle child, so they're not named like normally I just put the sizes, but for these I thought I'd have a bit of fun. So I have baby bunny, middle child, and big bro. Big bro is sort of like a little nod to a channel which I watch is called Milky Bocky Tan, which is a channel about a dog and 2 cats, and it's Korean. It's just cute. Like it's a big fluffy polar bear. I don't know what breed he is. I do, but I can't remember. And then there's a fluffy cat, GB. He's lovely. And then they got a ginger kitten about 12 months ago now, I think, named Tan. And he's like, 12 months ago, he's not a kitten anymore. But it's just like, it's just this cute little animal channel I like. And the 2 butlers to the cats is little bro and big bro. And you hardly ever see big bro. Little bro sort of the one that does most of the in front of camera sort of stuff. Not that there's not a lot of, there's some human stuff, but mostly it's just the animals. I don't know why I'm talking about this because probably no one cares, but it is a really cute channel, Milky Bocky Tan, all in one if you want to look it up. But I don't watch a lot of pet channels. Actually, I don't think I watch any pet channels except for that one because I love the cat GB. He's the epitome of everything that I want in a cat. He's sort of like socks and boogs in one and fluffy. So, but I can't have fluffy cats. Oh, well, I guess I could. I had to get rid of. I took to a like a pet sanctuary kind of thing. I had a chinchilla when Travis was born. Yes, when Travis was born, and because he had when he was little, he had bronchiolitis, which is different to bronchitis, and nearly died, and then ended up with asthma for years and years and years. We couldn't have a chinchilla because chinchillas are like Persians and they're super fluffy and they just. Chinchillas are nicer than Persians in my opinion. I'm not a fan of Persian cats with that stupid ugly squished in face, whereas chinchillas don't tend to have that. They're just more just like a regular looking cat and super fluffy, but they're also not as floppy as like a rag doll. Like a rag doll you can pick them up and just carry them like a baby and pat them and play with their belly and stuff, whereas chinchillas are not quite as calm as that. So chinchilla for me was always sort of like the middle ground between those two, although if I had have realised back then how squishy rag dolls were. I probably would have got a rag doll, but they're very expensive cats. So anyway, long story left long, and so Big Bro is sort of a nod to that channel. Middle child, well, I have a middle child, so they're always difficult. And baby, because he's a tiny little baby buddy. So middle child is 4.3 centimeters at his fattest, which is obviously the body part. So, and these measurements are for the interior, not the exterior. So when I say 4.3 centimeters, it means inside here, right? And he's 9.4, and apparently they're all boys, so I won't be getting any more because they're all boys. 9.4 centimeters long, and then the big one, or Big Bro, is 5.5 centimeters. I talk in millimeters because I do everything in millimeters as a general rule. So 5.5 centimeters at his bum, and 12 centimeters from top to bottom. So he's quite a big bunny. I didn't print them out because I've explained this before, and I'll explain it again. Just for photo purposes and for video purposes, I always just print generally the smallest, or when it comes to other things like the round ones that you can see sitting back here, I always tend to print the 40mm just because they're not too small that you can't see the details on camera, but they're not so big that they take 17 friggin' hours. So anyway, all right. These have added some details to the round bath bombs. You can see this one has stars in it. These are the 40mm, I'm pretty sure. 40mm, yeah, 40mm. So you can use a cup that has 2 lots of stars, and you'll get stars all around your bath bomb. If you want to mix and match, there is an option on when you go to the round bath bomb product page. You can choose cup 1, cup 2. So if you want to get stars in one cup and flowers, good thing these things don't break, except when they're in the mail. Not bath bombs, never mind, I'm sorting out the mailing situation. Flowers. So if you want to have stars on the bottom, flowers on the top, you could order one each of these cups, and then do your bath bomb, or you can have 2 stars, you can have 2 flowers. So that's the flowers, just the cute little flowers, as you can see. Now each size, so in the round bath bombs go from 22 centimeters to 8 centimeters on the inside at its widest point. So these are 4 centimeters in here at their widest point, and they're also 4 centimeters when they're done. They're completely 4 centimeters round, unless you put a satellite ring, and then however big your satellite ring will add to your height, of course. In the 8 centimeter one, the stars are obviously bigger. It's exactly the same pattern, it's just bigger. And the other one is the one with the little dent. I'm just going to call it dent because I don't know what people use this for those of you who don't know, and not into bath bombs and stuff. When you make your bath bomb, it'll come out with a dip in the top, and then a lot of people will put like a little come on brain, little piping. Thank you, piping, brain work. Bath whip or whatever. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, but it just leaves little dents so that you can add stuff into it. So that goes through to all the sizes, and again, it's size relative to the actual bath bomb, rather than, it's not that size in the 8 centimeter one. It's basically double because the 8 centimeter is double, if that makes sense. I don't know, sometimes apparently I don't make a lot of sense sometimes. Who knew? And the only other thing I have for you today is dusty, because everything is dusty. There's the book in a wire bind. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now, on the last 2 pages, because this was requested in the actual book that you buy from like Amazon and that, or from me, but they're all sold out now. That was your last page, right? So that's the thanks page, and then you have your cover. So in this instead, what I have done, if I can open it up, is I've added those and that so that you can add notes to your book. I really like how this has turned out. Now, as I mentioned before, if you have seen it, you'll know, but because this is a bigger format than the book, I do actually have one here. This is my copy. So, as you can see, there is a size difference. This is the book that you can buy from Amazon still. That's the original size format that it came out in. Wow, that's dusty too. Everything's dusty. So, because this is A4, there's a little bit more white space on some of the pages, as you can see, like, you know, but it still, I mean, it still has all the exact same information in it. Wow, that's so blown out, it's very hard to see, isn't it? So, you know, it's all there, it's all still there. And then, just to give you an indication, this book is separated into 2 sections. That's the first section, that's the second section. So you can see section 1 finished, section 2 begins. The first section is for an absolute new beginner. If you have never ever made soap before, it's super simple. It will tell you the very, very basics of what you need. There you've got, what have we got? We've got safety, so we have I'm just looking here, lye safety, tool safety, soap safety. Then it tells you what tools, and I've made it so you can use the simplest tools possible. If you want to just go out into your kitchen, if you buy this and then go, I'm going to make soap today without any preparation, except for a stick blender, you can generally find most things in your house or the supermarket. So this beginners section is basically that, so that if you have absolutely no experience whatsoever, you can just go and make soap. And yep, it'll walk you through step by step. There's I say there's 3 recipes, but there's really not 3 recipes. What there is 1 recipe which has palm oil and tallow in it, and then there is the palm free option, and then there is the tallow free option. So if you don't want to use palm oil, then you can use the palm free one. If you don't want to use animal products, you can use the tallow free one. And then if you don't care about all that stuff and want a really good soap, you can use the full recipe, because I think tallow and palm make a really good soap. And yeah, we won't get into that. So yeah, and like I said, it's step by step telling you how to make your soap, how to measure. And I mean, it's literally, I'm just going to hold it upside down, it's literally step by step. Okay, so and then tells you how to clean up, how to unmold, how to cure, and then that's it. That's that section. That's our very first section done. The rest of it is all, it's obviously a bigger section, but it's more sort of like the science behind soap. And I explain how to master batch. I also explain how to make soaps without using a soap calculator if you choose to go that route. When you're a more experienced soaper, I don't see that there's a problem not using a soap calculator if you know how to use SAP values correctly. I have made many recipes without going through the soap calc. What I would do is formulate the recipe and then go check it in soap calc just to make sure that everything was right. And I mean, 99.9% of the time it was right. So I also talk about water discounting. So yeah, so all the science behind soap making and how to do things yourself and how to do all the more complicated things are all in the back of the book. So for those of you that don't know about the book, it's all on the website. But yeah, so this is just now the wire bound version, which I can do here. It's the front and back covers are laminated with the beautiful matte laminate that I like to use. I honestly prefer these. If I had have known, it's funny, if I had have known now, back then what I know now about book publishing, I would have never have got these covers, because as you can see that? These just, I don't know, I assume it's because of the cardboard that's used, because it's not a very thick cardstock. These won't do that because they're laminated, so I kind of prefer that. I also like wire binding because you can open your book all the way up, spin him round if you're reading that particular page, and it's just, you can sit it flat, whereas with these you cannot. But in saying that, this is a beautifully bound book, so apart from the little curly tops, and it's professionally printed, so it's not an awful book, don't get me wrong, but I really like wire bound books. I've always liked wire binding. It's just, and now that I can do it myself, I love it even more. So there's that. That'll be on the website by when I release this video. I can sign it if you want me to. I don't understand why you'd want it signed, but I may be famous one day. Although I have been, and it's no big deal. In saying that, I have had poetry published, I've had a book published, I have had art published in a proper art book before, 3D art, funnily enough. So yeah, it's never getting away from 3D, am I? No. So, I mean, I've been in the local paper. I've had my 5 minutes of fame a few times. I don't know, I just don't, it doesn't tend to make much difference to your life, really, I don't think. Like, I mean, I don't, I'm not famous. When I used to do 3D modelling, I was pretty well known in the community. But, I mean, this is the tiny little niche corner of the universe of people who used to buy Daz 3D stuff, which, now it's just like, if I went and did it again, I'd just be one of the crowd. I wouldn't be Xena, which is who I was back in the day. If anyone, which is unlikely, but if anyone out there of you has Daz 3D or Poser and buys clothing for Victoria and Michael and Aiko and, oh god, who else? A lot of different characters. Posette, I'm pretty sure I made clothing for Posette back in the day. I'm Xena High. But that's going back 10, 12 years now, 13, 14, 15 maybe, something like that. So 3D is in my blood. Oh, so John Wick has fallen over down here. Say hi. He also has a dog. He also has a cat. I just have the cat, so the cat and the dog live together with John. So, because I feel like John Wick needs a cat now, but because you get less attached to it because they're cats, and I don't know. I say dickhead over here. It's in 20 minutes, so I'm waffling and I don't even care now. You can turn it off. That's all the announcements. That's it. You can turn it off now if you don't want to hear me waffle. Socks. I went to the post office yesterday. I was gone maybe 10 minutes. In the time that I was gone, the wind picked up, bedroom door slammed shut, which has a tendency to do. I come home, the door's shut, and socks is nowhere to be found. And I freaked out thinking maybe he got out of the house. I don't know why. I mean, I searched the house twice and I have like the tiniest little house. And I thought I knew all his hiding spots. Searched the house 2-3 times. Couldn't find him. Started to panic. Don't know why I panicked, but thought he was outside. Because Socks is sort of like, if Boogs got outside, even though he's old, he used to like always be an outdoor cat. So he would have been fine. Socks scared of his own friggin' shadow, mate. If he had gotten outside, there would have been one noise and he would have run. And he's an intelligent cat, but he's also really stupid. And he would run across a road. If he was scared, because he scares fairly easily, he's going to be shit house in the next couple of weeks because, fingers crossed, I'm moving. I say fingers crossed because I told you guys I don't want to move, but I have found a house that's actually pretty friggin' awesome. It's massive. The rent jump is also pretty massive, but seriously, there's 4 bedrooms upstairs. It's a 2-story house. It's got 4 bedrooms upstairs, and then it's got downstairs. It's got this massive big like. They're calling it a teenager's retreat, but it's basically just the majority of the under of the house, and it's all tiled, and there's another bathroom and a laundry down there, which should be perfect to set up for soap making, and it wouldn't be hot, and because I make very little soap because it's 30.8 degrees outside at the moment, so I can guarantee that inside the shed it's probably 36-ish. I'm not going to check because it's too frigging hot. And it's just, I can't make soap because it's too frigging hot. And then in winter, I don't like going out there because it's too frigging cold. Whereas if I could set it up in the house, it's not going to get as hot and as extremely hot and as extremely cold. So, and it would be nice to have a room to put the printers in, and a room to put my sewing in, and a room or the lounge room to put the office in, and just have a bedroom as just a bedroom, because this is my bedroom. As you can see, that's my bed just there, right? And I've got things, I can't even get into that chest of drawers there. Down on the floor is one of the printer boxes, so I literally cannot open 3 drawers because there's nowhere else to stack shit anymore in this house. I have no room because it's this tiny little house. So yeah, I'm not looking forward, because generally moving costs around about $5,000. Because I've got to pay for a removalist. Can't do it myself. Too old now. All my friends are too old to help me. Yes, I'll need a removalist. I won't have time to clean, so I'm going to have to get a cleaner. I hate cleaning anyway, and it's all, when you move, it's always best to get hire the bond cleaner or the cleaners that the real estate themselves use, and then that way you generally don't have any problems with getting your bond back because you've used their cleaners and they know how their cleaners perform. So, and a cleaner's probably going to cost me a couple $100, and then the carpets will need to be cleaned. The whole house needs to be flea treated because I have cats, and that's sort of a regulation here in Australia. The electricity and the internet will need to be switched over. So to switch them over usually costs about $100, and then to switch them off here will generally cost another $100 each. So it's usually about $400 to swap your internet and your electricity from one house to the other. It's friggin' disgusting. Like, all they do is they flip a frickin' switch. It's literally for the internet. No, not for the internet. For the electricity, they literally flip a switch and charge you $100 for it. It's not even something that takes someone an hour to do. It literally is. I'm not joking, because they don't. Someone in an office somewhere takes the electricity out on this house out of my name, but the electricity itself doesn't completely get turned off. They just turn it off at the power box. Now, they don't even actually turn it off to the premises. That's not what they do anymore. So yeah, so someone from the electricity company will come to my house and turn a switch off, which I could do myself. And then, yeah, like I said, someone at a head office somewhere or at an office somewhere will go type, the end. And that costs me $100 to do that. And then at the new address, someone will go switch, and someone in office will go type, and that costs me $100. So yes, and the internet is even worse, because they turn it off here, which no one physically does. So no one physically comes to the premises. They do that, I'm pretty sure through Telstra. And then when I move, again, it's basically just someone turning something on an internet, on a computer somewhere. If it's already been hooked up to NBN, which I assume it has, because I'm pretty sure most of Iluka has. And this is like, I'm pointing over the here, because literally the house I'm on, this is the corner where I live, right? I live on the corner here, and there's a road that goes there and a road goes there. That road that goes down there, my house is on the other side of the block. Well, my house. I say my house, it might not be. And it's just at the other end. So I'm basically moving 2 blocks away and diagonal. And I'm probably going to have to pay a removalist. The last time I moved, they charged me $750, I think. But they don't charge you for, this company doesn't charge you for travelling time, and which is good, because I moved from McLean to Iluka, and that's a 40-minute drive at least. Whereas the drive from this house to that house is 2 minutes. Maybe 2 minutes. So yeah, so I won't save any money on that. But the removalist company that I have used the last 2 times that I've moved are phenomenal. They are super hard workers, and they get shit done. Like, they do not muck about. They park as close to the house as they can, and they just shove. They don't say, no, not shove. They pack. And actually, I was chatting to one of the guys when they were taking stuff out of the truck into this house, and it was really impressive the way that the inside of the trucks was set up. Like, they can do like mezzanine levels and stuff, and pack stuff up on there. It was just really cool the way they did it. But yeah, so yeah, it does. It generally costs about $5,000 to move. So I will have to cash in. I haven't taken any money out of Patreon since April last year, so I'm going to have to cash in all of that. I will have to cash in everything in PayPal, and I will probably empty both my bank accounts. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, the bond on the place is $1,880, plus you have to pay 2 weeks in advance, plus you have to start paying rent straight away. The rent is $470 a week. And the best way to move is to do a week overlap between where you're living and where you're moving to. So that week you will pay rent in the house that you live in and the house that you're moving to. So the rent here is $300, the rent over there is $470. So that week I will have to pay $770 rent. So like, that's nearly $1,000. Yeah, but look, it is what it is. Which is one of the dumbest sayings on the planet, because everything is what it is. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be. Wow. Okay. So yeah, so it's going to be an expensive endeavour, but I will, in saying that the bond for that place is $1,880, I will get the bond back from this place, which was $1,200. So technically you could say that the bond is only actually going to cost me an extra, $600. So, but it takes time for the other bond to come back, so you can't use that beforehand. You have to pay that out of pocket until you get it back. But yeah, whatever. Not looking forward to packing this place in a couple of weeks, but like, taking a couple of weeks. But I mean, you know, and moving in summer, like February is the worst month of the year. I guess it is for pretty much most of the world, isn't it? Like if you're having winter at the moment, is February your coldest month? Here in Australia, we generally don't look forward to February. Late January, early to mid-February is always feral. So it's 30.6 outside now, but it's very, I don't think it's not overly humid. No, it's only 62%. So, but it's horrible today. It's sort of, we may get storms this afternoon. I've kind of got a sneaking suspicion. What's the pressure doing? Yeah, it's dropped a little bit. Well, it'd be interesting to see what happens. But it's not very windy, so it's pretty hot. I did shut that door though, because when I was sorting the camera out before, I noticed that it kept it was focusing on the curtain, not me. So I was all blurry. The curtain was all nice. So there you go. 10 minutes of waffling about moving, but yeah, like I said, I am excited. The thought of, and there's a dishwasher in the kitchen. I hate using my dishwasher because there's nowhere in the kitchen to put my dish, because I own a dishwasher that I take place to place with me. This place has one in the kitchen, which is great, and it's a lovely little kitchen too. Because I've had to put my dishwasher in the laundry, I have to carry all my dishes out of the kitchen, around and out and into the laundry, which is just a pain in the ass. So I don't use the dishwasher, very often. Now the problem with that is, since I've lived here, the kitchen sink has off and on had a blockage, right? So to run hot water, you turn the tap on, right? Turn the hot water tap on, and cold water comes out until the hot water comes through. Now by the time the hot water has come through, that the blockage means that the water is not going anywhere. So washing up is also a little bit of a difficulty. So it's just it's a good thing I eat frozen dinners most of the time and don't have a lot of washing up. So it'd be really nice to have a dishwasher in the actual kitchen. And yeah, and it'd be nice to have a decent sized bathroom and an actual bedroom for just sleeping. But yeah, so I'm a bit excited. It'd be nice. I'm not looking forward to paying that much rent, to be honest. But you know, unfortunately you get what you pay for, and rents are skyrocketing once again. I don't know why. There's nothing for $300 a week at all, and I was a bit worried, because when they offered me the 6-month lease, it literally means that in 6 months' time I will have to move, because they're going to knock the house down. So I thought, well, what happens if something perfect comes up in that time and I can't take it because I've signed a lease? And then I just happened to be looking on realestate.com.au and found this house. And I haven't signed the 6-month lease yet, because the real estate agent hadn't got back to me and said that it was ready to sign. So I rang her yesterday, and I said to her, oh, I'm interested in that house on Riverview Street. And she said it's huge. I went, I know. She said, no, it's huge, because she's been here. Obviously, she's my real estate agent. And she walked in and she went, so you don't want a lounge room then? Because you guys have seen, I think, no, I don't think I've released a video, because it's kind of pointless now. I was videoing setting the printers up. I may release it, but I hadn't finished. What I did was I changed all the cupboards and stuff from the sewing room out to the lounge room, and put wire shelving and shit in the sewing room, which is all set up really nicely and still haven't had time to use. And all the printers are all set up fairly well in the lounge room, because the lounge is flipped up on its back and covered up, and I was going to do a shelf and everything up there, but now there's no point, honestly. But she thought it was hilarious. When she came, she thought it was hilarious. She says, "So you don't have a lounge room at all?" I went, "No, I don't need one." I said, "I don't have a telly." She went, "What?" But when I spoke to her on the phone about this new house, she says, "Oh," she said, "yeah, that'll be great." She said, "You'll be able to have one room for sewing and one for an office and you can put the printers downstairs." So she was already, in her head, she'd already moved me in there. So fingers crossed. She said she was going to speak to the owners. Not today. Today's Australia Day, so it's a public holiday. We do love our public holidays here in Australia, I must admit. We're a lazy bunch. But I swear, oh, anyone having a barbie or out the beach and shit today, you're crazy. What are you doing? It's too friggin' hot. Yeah, so she's going to get back to me tomorrow or Thursday with the time to go and inspect the place to make sure I like it. And then she said she'll have a chat to the owners. So the fact that I know her may help. The fact that I'm a good tenant, I always pay my rent. I've always paid my rent on time. I've never had a bond taken off me. So, you know, I have a really, really, really good rental history, because you don't have a choice, honestly. If you have a shitty rent track record, you're not going to get anywhere. And I mean, you know, the amount of shit I have, I can't live on the streets. Well, I mean, who wants to live on the streets anyway? And I can't live in my car because I don't have a van anymore. But yeah, so that's the 16 minutes of waffling about what's actually happening in my private life. I'm going to start packing today. I'll probably start packing up some things. Like the sewing room can be packed up completely because I don't have time to sew. Although I'm being good today, I'm trying to not do too much today because it is a public holiday, and I know that. See, when I say I work all the time, people think that means like 9 to 5 or something, but no, I wake up, I get myself a Pepsi Max, elixir of the gods, mate, and I sit down in front of this computer. Well, no, I feed the cats. That's the very first thing I do. Take everything off the printers that is printed while I was asleep, set them going, get myself a drink, come and sit down, take my bipolar tablets, and then I start working. That's it. That's all I do. There's nothing else. And then I will just work until, like today, I didn't go to sleep until 5 o'clock this morning. And then I got up at, what was it? 1, I think? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Wow. But I got up 3 times in that. So it was the shittiest sleep ever. But that's sort of what I do, like. And I worked until 5 o'clock this morning, right? So I didn't sort of like take any time off. That's not what I do. I sit in front of the computer, and I was editing videos yesterday. I was making these yesterday. Once I finish this video, I will then chuck the front and the end on it. The front and the end on it. The intro and the outro. And then I will go to the website and actually add these things because I haven't added them yet. They will be added by the time the video comes out. And then I have to put all these things on some micro SD cards and go and put them in the printers and change the colours because the colours are different. And then I'll probably come back in here and try to convince myself not to do anything that's work related. So that's my day of not working. When I say I'm not working, I'm usually doing stuff anyway. Like the printers are always going, and they always need things taking off them and restarting, or filament color changes, or putting things on the micro SD cards. I mean, that's sort of just a constant. It's work, but it's not sort of, when I say work, that's sort of, I don't really include that because that's sort of just like peripheral stuff that happens all the time. Whereas work is me sitting down actually making things. So, you know, and I'm still working on all the planners, but honestly, I don't know if the planners will see the light of day this year. Honestly, I feel like I've got things, like I've got all the monthly layouts. They're all done, but it's just a design. Like I haven't had, like I think there's 17 different monthly layouts that you'll be able to choose from. But I've just done, weekly layouts. I haven't even done the monthlies yet. The weekly layouts, all I've done is like the layout of it. I haven't done a whole month of them or even a whole year of them. So I stupidly underestimated, like ridiculously underestimated the amount of work that will go into making a highly customizable planner. But that's fine. If it takes me 12 months, that's fine, because if I can have them ready to go before next year, that's great. Look, if I can get them ready before July, that's kind of like a soft deadline for me, because I know a lot of people will buy planners 6 monthly or mid-year for a year, but if I don't make it, I don't make it. They're not an absolute priority. If they were, I could probably get them done by then, but I don't think I will, because I just want to make them as customizable by you, like the end user, as possible. So you'll be able to choose from 17 different weekly layouts and 14 different monthly layouts, and yearly layouts and trackers and all that sort of stuff. And it'll be like, you can add, like say you want a health tracker, you'll be able to add that, and that will cost, like, say $6. It may cost you $60. I don't know. I'm just saying $6. And then say you want 2 other different trackers, and you can add those, and that will add to the price. So you can pick and choose. So if you have a budget, you can work within your budget, and you can pick and choose what's the biggest priority to you. Or if you don't have a budget, you can just say, screw it, I'll just have everything, and you'll have a planner with everything in it that will cost you a little bit more. So, but I just want to make it like highly customizable, but I also want to make it so that a lot of people want a planner to just plan in. That's it. Whereas a lot of people want a planner to plan in and also draw in and decorate. So I'm going to make minimalist planners so that they don't have decoration, they don't have anything, they're just minimalist, pure minimalism. And then I want to make ones that, if you like to decorate, you can pick and choose ones that are really good to decorate. And then if you don't want to decorate but you want something that's really pretty, there'll be that option as well. So there will be themed planners as well. I'm going to be doing them all on bullet point. They'll be bullet journals, basically, on dotted paper. Let's see if I can find a plain. See that? This is not one of mine. Obviously, this is a Lamome or Lamomi. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. These are glorious, but they will be basically like this, but wire bound, of course, because everything's wire bound. So you'll be able to draw on them or whatnot. And then, like I said, I'll have themed ones which will have you can have a different theme every month if you want. So like one month you may want to have like fruits, another month you may want to have clouds, another month you may want to have like whatever the themes are, or you can have the same theme for a whole 12 months. So it's pretty massive, my plans for planners. It's probably overkill. There'll probably be too many choices. but I would rather there be too many choices than not enough, because you know, if you're going to pay a decent amount for something, because I think anything over about $20 is a decent amount, then you should be able to have it be very personal to you. So that's why I like, see, for me, I like these, the plain bullet journals, because I can decorate. These are great. These, I mean, you can actually do watercolor in these, but I have a very, mine's very minimalist. I don't put a lot of decoration in it. I do, as a general rule, there you go, there's a good one. I do generally put the weather in it, but as you can see from this week, it's already this day here, and I haven't done anything in there yet. I track my sleeping pills. That's pretty much it. And I put made bunny bath bombs. Yeah, and I also track my YouTube, very, very basics. I don't work towards improving any of those. I just like to track it. It's interesting to see from one week to the next how many extra subscribers I got, or, you know, followers on Facebook or whatever. But I don't work my life around likes and subscribers and stuff. You guys know this about me. I mean, if you guys subscribe, that's great. If you don't, that's great. You don't have to. It's not, I think that's why I don't, like, I have my little thing that comes up, like, subscribe, notify, or whatever it says, but I don't try and force it down people's throats. I'm not on YouTube to make money. I work to make money, and that sounds terrible. I don't consider YouTube work. I really don't. And I guess that makes me a little bit different than a lot of people. Influencers, don't even start me. But I make soap, and I like making soap, and I like making that soap with you guys, because you guys seem to enjoy it. So I don't do anything that would make me more money. Like, if I made videos that had none of my waffle in them, because now look at, we're at 47 minutes and I should have not have done this. I may actually re-film this. I might do a short version and a long version. This can be the long version. You guys, if you want to hear me waffle, you can hear me waffle. Yeah, if I wanted to make money off of YouTube, because I really, really don't, then I would take out all of the personal opinions, all the waffling completely, and just make soap channels like the majority of other people make soap channels. I'd put ads in the middle of videos, like quite a few people do, which I think is just not on. And yeah, I would take a lot more notice of the analytics. I'd be, you know, inspecting every video to see what I could change and get more viewers. And I don't do that. Like, you know, as I said, I follow basic analytics, like the estimated revenue for each week, the amount of views, the amount of subscribers that week, the amount of extra subscribers I've got in that week, and the click-through rate. That's about it. And because I just find those things interesting, you know, it's not, like I said, I'm not working towards growing the YouTube channel. I'm stoked that there's more and more of you all the time. I think that's amazing, but I don't expect it, and I don't work towards it. Like, I don't do things to bring in more people. Just talk a lot. Which I should stop doing, because it's now freaking 50 minutes. But yeah, okay, so yeah. If you have suggestions for shapers, bath bombs, stamps, by all means, please feel free to send me messages on the Facebook business page. Instagram as well. I find Insta pretty wobbly, honestly, when it comes to messages. Sometimes they'll come through, sometimes they won't. It's kind of weird. I don't really understand Instagram messaging most of the time, because I use Facebook Business Manager or whatever it's called. You can get your Instagram messages through there as well, and that's where I tend to do everything. But yeah, I mean, if you have ideas, feel free to shoot them towards me. Okay, you find that works, whatever. But in saying that, if you have an idea and you send it, that doesn't actually mean I'm going to make it. It just means it's something you suggested and I'm like, oh yeah, that's really good. Like, I had a lady, a Kiwi customer, hello. I've quite a few Kiwi customers now. You guys are awesome. It just makes my day when I see NZD come in on there. It's like, oh yay, that's another New Zealand customer. So I don't know why that pleases me, but it does. I don't know. I like Kiwis, I guess. So yeah. But this particular lady, she asked me if it would be possible to do their Kiwi. Have you guys seen a Kiwi? They are not the people, the bird. They are the cutest little things. She asked me if I could do one of those as a bath bomb, and she also asked if I could do a cat butt. The cat butt I think I can do. The Kiwi bird I'm struggling with because they have these big long beaks and they're really, really thin, and then their feet, so I'm struggling with that one, but I'm trying. But the cat butt one I really want to do because who doesn't want a cat butt for a bath bomb? Like, seriously. Then I put a little pucker in and everything, so like, back legs, the tail, and a little pucker. So I mean, that would be the best. If someone gave me one of those as an actual bath bomb, I'd be so excited. I do have a bath, but it's like this freaking deep, and the cats sleep in it. So not with water in it. No, the bathroom is the cat's bedroom. Oh God, how long is this video going to go for? My cats in every house that I live in generally have their own room because I struggle with sleep. Random noises wake me up, so I can't sleep with the cats. Plus their fur annoys me. Although sometimes I'll point over there because the bed's over there. But like sometimes if I'm really tired, I will nap with them, and like for a couple of hours. I don't nap very often though because I do tend to not be able to like nap for an hour or half an hour or something. I will nap for like 6 hours and then I've just ruined it for the rest of the day and night and the next day. But the cats generally have their own room because if I just shut the door, they'll sit on the other side and whinge at me to be let in. So this house, because it's so small, they got the bathroom. It's also, in summer, I uncover all the tiles and stuff and they sleep on the floor and in the bathtub. And their kitty litter is in the shower. Because I have my own bathroom in here. And then in winter, I covered everything with cardboard and they've got little house things that they sleep in that are all padded and stuff, so they stay nice and warm. And then that way, and they know, like Socks often puts himself to bed. He's a funny cat. He's over there sleeping on a monitor at the moment, a monitor stand. I don't know if I can get it. There you go. Oh, there's me Socksy. How cute is he? Socks! Socksy! Hello, baby! He's such a cutie. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, I've just wrecked everything now. Well, whatever. It can just stay over there. I don't even care. Hello. Focus on me. Focus. Anyway, I'm out of focus. I don't know. Whatever. It's 53 minutes. No one's watching at this point. Hands up if you're watching at this point. I'd actually like to know if anyone actually would watch this all the way through because I have done nothing but talk for the last 3 hours. But yeah, so the cats always have a bedroom. And Socks has always done it. He usually about 10, 11 o'clock, he's generally looking to go to bed. But he's also a really weird cat. He doesn't eat because he's got really, really thick fur. He gets really hot, I think, which is another reason why he's sleeping on a cardboard box up there because I think it's just cooler for him. Although the last week he's been sleeping out on the tiles on the floor because it's just been really, really hot. I know it's really hot when Socks is out on the tile floor. I didn't actually finish the story about Socks hiding, did I? I was having conniptions. I was calling him. I was outside searching for him. Turns out he has a hiding spot that I wasn't aware of. because after the 6th or 7th time of me going outside crying, calling him, I come inside here, he's just lying on the floor. Prick. Oh dear. But yeah. Anyway, so yes, it'll be nice. It's the bathrooms. I mean, it's small. You know, there's not much room there for them to do much, but you know, poop, eat, and sleep. So it'll be nice for them. Generally, they have the garage wherever I've ever lived, like a single car garage. That's always been their room. But because the garage at this place is not actually attached to the house, that hasn't been their room. God, wouldn't they have loved that, a triple garage? Yeah, so it would be nice for them to have a bigger room, because I hate that, that they're sort of in this, it's not tiny, but it's like, you know, it's not the size of an actual room, it's a bathroom. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them being able to have a bit more extra room. So yeah, but I'm very excited about moving. Dreading and excited are my two emotions at the moment. I'm really looking forward to having somewhere where I can soap, not in the heat and not in the cold, and maybe set it up. I have some ideas of setting it up for filming a little differently already. So keep your fingers and toes crossed for me. Not that that does anything, but do it anyway. Just in case. Oh my god. That's such a stupid friggin' thing, isn't it? Like, I mean, I don't believe in superstitions. I don't believe in any of that stuff. You know, but I still say, you know, knock on wood, and you know, I still do things in superstitious ways. Like, it's my bath bombs, like I make them in a particular way. I don't necessarily know if that's like because it's a superstition, but it's the way that works. So I always do things the same way. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, but yeah, you know, like, oh, it was meant to happen, you know, and things like that. I don't actually believe that. I don't believe that the universe makes things happen for a reason, like, you know, it must have happened for a reason, or karma, or I don't actually believe in any of that. But it's just, it's so ingrained in us, in society, to say those things and want to believe those things, that the idea of holding on to something more is kind of it's a weird human condition, really, that we have to have something outside of us that controls things and looks after us, I guess. It's just, it's bewildering to me that we do that, like, you know. And then I was watching the Atheist Experience the other day, and this caller called in and said, if you don't believe in God, why do you have morals? And it's just, I don't understand how religious folk can't understand that. I mean, having morals is for the good of the community. It's got nothing to do with God at all. Like, before religion was invented, people had morals because you behave in a way that's best for the community, and if you don't, the community suffers. That's basically what morals are. Like, and as Matt said in this one phone call, sort of to prove the point, I mean, is it better to greet someone with a smile or a punch in the face? I mean, and this person just would not answer the question, and the question was so simple to answer. Like, I mean, it's always better to greet someone with a smile. I mean, it may not work out for you, but 99% of the time, greeting someone with a smile rather than a punch in the face is better for the both of you, you know. So, and that's sort of like the basis of what he's trying to say, that the morals, because this person said, well, you know, Hitler 100% believe that what he did, trying to wipe out the Jews, was for the good of the community. And I think Jim was on, actually. Jim and Matt both said, but Hitler was wrong. And this person said, but Hitler didn't think he was wrong. And then they said, well, you know, that doesn't mean that Hitler wasn't wrong. He was still wrong. Just because he didn't believe he was wrong doesn't mean he was right. So you have to look at what's best for the community at large to prosper and continue, and that is where your moral basis has come from. So who knew that this would turn into a philosophy discussion? It has to, because I have no one else to talk to about this shit, because no one wants to hear my philosophical views. You probably don't as well. You've probably all turned off, because this is now an hour-long video. People, I think I've outdone myself. Have I ever released an hour-long video before? But yeah, philosophy is really, it's my thing at the moment. I'm really digging philosophy and stuff. So I'm delving into free will at the moment, because it baffles me, because I don't know. I think I know where I stand. Like, I'm pretty sure that we have free will, because I'm pretty sure, for me personally, I think that thinking we don't have free will means that everything's predetermined. So it's predetermined by whom? So I'm probably just thinking of it wrong. I don't know. But to me, saying that we don't have free will means that we're being controlled by a higher power or by something outside of ourselves, because everything's been predetermined, and so that's why I'm delving into it, because I'm pretty sure that I'm wrong in thinking the way that I'm thinking. So as Matt always says, I want to know as many true things and as few false things as possible, and that is my motto for life. So, and on that note, I'm going to shut up, because it's over an hour now and this is crazy. So I think I'm going to actually film this again and then just talk about those things and nothing more. I won't do that. Alright, so if you stayed until the very end, thank you. I don't know why, but thank you. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. I see, I'd probably watch me, because I do tend to watch channels of people talking. So, like, I watch The Atheist Experience, and I watch The Line, and although, I watch interviews with philosophers and shit like that. So I do watch a lot of stuff that's about just people talking about things. So I can't be the only one. Otherwise those things wouldn't exist, because no one would watch them. Alright, I'm going to shut up. Thank you if you stayed until the very end. Thank you. I am going to release 2 versions of this, I've now decided. So this will be the long version. I'm going to do a short version as well. So if you've watched this one, you don't want to watch the short version, because I'm just going to announce the new products and that's it. And you've already seen that 3/4 of an hour ago. Alright,